Hey, everybody. We are going to get started today on our lesson for Module 1, Lesson 5. It is P9 and 10 of your homework and practice book. So if you have that out and ready, I'm going to get mine ready. Let me share the screen with you. And then you should be able to see my page that looks like yours. The first situation says, the map shows the driving distance from Tampa to New York City. I'm going to use this map. The circumference of Earth is 22 times that distance. What is the circumference of Earth? So if we look at this distance, here is one bit of information we'll need. Our first value, 1,132 miles from Tampa to New York. The circumference of the Earth is 22 times that distance. What is the circumference of Earth? So what we would need to do, this word tells us exactly what to do. We're going to multiply 1,132 times 22. Now, there's not a lot of room here to work. I think I'm going to maybe go over here to the side and work a little bit smaller. 1,132 times 22. I think that'll work. Let's see. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2. And 2 times 2 is 2. Now, remember, if you need to pause so that you can do this work and then come back and check with me, that would be great. Don't try to keep up with me and just write down what I'm writing down, but make sure that you are doing the work and checking how you're doing with what I'm doing. So now, because we're finished with the ones place, we need to put a 0 in the ones place, and let's multiply by the tens. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 1 is 2. I'm getting a little squishy here, not the best thing, right? We want to make sure we're working neatly. If you have a separate piece of paper, maybe I'll do the same thing and start working on a separate piece of paper, just so that I don't have to squish all of my work like this. I do know that I'm going to add my 2 partial products. I feel like that's blurry for you. There's better. So let's add 4 plus 0. 6 plus 4 is 10. We need to regroup. 6 plus 2 is 8. Plus 1 is 9. 2 plus 2 is 4. And our next 2. So our answer would be 24,904. What are we talking here? Oh, here's our label, miles. All right. If you need to get a separate piece of paper, go ahead and do that. Pause here. I'm going to keep going. A food service provides 8,952 hot dogs at every baseball game. My favorite baseball snack. How many hot dogs does the food service provide for the 81 games during the season? Let's find our values. We have 8,952 hot dogs. Every baseball game. That's important that it's every game. How many hot dogs does the food service provide for 81 games? And so that is also our question right there with some of our values within the question. So if there are 8,952 hot dogs at one game, but they're making them for 81 games. Here's the equation we're going to solve. I'm going to rewrite it here in my notebook so that I can write it nicer. Some of you I know like to turn so that you can keep your numbers lined up. I'll go ahead and do that. We have 8,952 times 81. So again, I'm going to start in the ones place. 1 times 2 is 2. No regrouping. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 9 is 9. And 1 times 8 equals 8. I'm finished with the ones place, so I'm going to put a 0 now for my next partial product. I'm working with the 8 in the tens place. 8 times 2, 16. Regroup that one. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 1 is 41, regroup. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 4 is 76, regroup. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 7 would be 71. Now I've got room. So my two partial products, I'm going to add them together. 2 plus 0, 5 plus 6, regroup. 9 plus 1 plus 1, regroup. 8 plus 6 plus 1, regroup. 1 plus 1, and our 7. Ooh, that's a lot of hot dogs. So our answer then that I'll transfer back to my paper, 725,112 hot dogs. Wowee. All right. Let's keep going. I can do the estimating here, I think. If I have 983 times 41, what am I going to round 983 to? I would round that to 1,000. And 41 would round to 40. So when we do 1 times 4 is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Our answer hopefully will be close to 40,000. Again, I know there's some room right here. If that's enough for you, I'm going to put this into my notebook again, just because I liked the room I had, and I liked using the lines to help me. So we have 983 times 28. All right, if you need to pause to work, do that. 8 times 3 is 24. Regroup. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 2 is 66. 8 times 9 is 72, plus 6 is 78. So your first partial product for multiplying the ones is 7,864. We're finished with the ones. I'll put a 0 there in the ones place in the next partial product. Sorry about that announcement.
The school improvement meeting.
2 times 3 is 6. No regrouping. I'm going to get rid of that 2 because I want to make sure I don't add it in there again. 2 times 8 is 16. I'll regroup, not the 6, but now I have a 1. 2 times 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So I'm going to add, and I'm going to add my partial parts, doing the regrouping. And our answer should be 27,500. Oh, who's going to challenge me on this? 27,524. All that work. I did 983. And look what I did. Instead of writing it the correct way, times 41, I jumped over here and did times 28. Oh, who's calling me out on that? I'm wondering. 983, I'm going to start this one again, times 41. I guess I'll know who watched the video. Make sure you let me know if you saw that mistake. 3 times 1, 8 times 1, 9 times 1. Finish with the ones place. 4 times 3 is 12. Regroup. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 is 33. Regroup. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 3 is 39. Add those partial products. 3, 10, regroup. 13, regroup. 10, regroup. Oh, and do you know why I realized this one was incorrect? I looked back at our estimate and I was like, why am I so far off? Look at this much better answer now. 40,303. Isn't that a much better answer for our estimate? Lesson learned. Pay attention and always go back and check if you can to see if your answer is reasonable. All right, let's estimate number 4, 7,185 times 28. Round your first number for me. I think 7,000. The second number, 28, would round to 30. 7 times 3 is 21 with 4 zeros. So this answer should be close to 210,000. So we have, if you're rewriting it with me, 7,185. I'm going to stick with the right problem this time. 7,185 times 28. All right, here we go. 8 times 5 is 40. Regroup. 8 times 8 is 64, plus 4 is 68. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6, 14. Regroup. 8 times 7 is 56, plus 1 is 57. Finish with the ones place. Let's work with the tens. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup a 1. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Regroup a 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. And 2 times 7, oh, I better get rid of that. 2 times 7 is 14. When we add our partial products, we get 201,180. If I look back at our estimate, is that a good estimate and answer? Are they reasonable? I would take that. 201,180. All right. I'm going to let you keep going on the rest of those, practicing. I'm going to jump down to number 9. Find the values for A, B, and C in the multiplication problem. Let's see. Okay, I found A is here, B is here, C is here. All right, so if I follow the steps of multiplication, I'm going to start in the ones place. 3 times 9 is 27. Here's the 7, and the 2 has been regrouped. 3 times something plus 2 equals 17. So for letter A, 3 times what plus 2 would be a 7 with a 1 that's regrouped up here. That's the 17. So that would be, I believe, 5. 3 times 5 would be 15, plus 2 is 17, and we've regrouped. So that would be A. 3 times 6 is 18, plus that one we regrouped would be 19. So B would be the 9, and here's the one that's regrouped. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. All right, so far, I think we're good. I'm going to go back and check this when I finish. So I'm finished here with the ones place. I have a 0 holder. 4 times 9 is 36. The C would be a 6, and then the 3 is up here. 3 times, we said A was 5. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is, 3 times 9. Oh, I'm in the, I'm in the tens, everybody. 4 times 9 was 36. We regrouped this 3. 4 times 5 was 20, plus 3 would be 23. There's the 3, regroup the 2. 4 times 6 is 24, plus that 2 is 26, and it's regrouped. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2 is 6. So we add, we get 7 plus 0. 7 plus 6 would be 13 with 1 regrouped. 9 plus 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13, regrouped. 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 1 is 11, regrouped. 1 plus 6 is 7. I think that worked out. We have 1659 times 43. Double check that. make sure we get this same answer of 71,337. All right. Here's our test prep. See if you could be ready for the test on this information. What is 4,337 times 64? You will be able to use an extra piece of scratch paper if this helps you. So let's see, 4,337 times 64. Let's see what happens. 4 times 7 is 28. We have to regroup. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Regroup. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Regroup. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Finish with the ones. Drop our 0. In the tens place, 6 times 7 is 42. Leave the 2, regroup the 4. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Leave the 2, regroup a 2. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 2 is 20. Leave your 0, regroup that 2. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 is 26. We add our partial products. 8, 6, 5, 7, 7, 2. I think our answer will be 277,568. There it is. All right. The diameter of the Agrippa crater located on the moon is 46 kilometers. Earth's diameter is 227 times as long as the diameter of the crater. I'm having a rough time today, boys and girls. You'd think this was a Monday. What is Earth's diameter? So the Agrippa crater is 46 kilometers. Earth's diameter is 27 times as long. What is the Earth's diameter? I'm going to use rounding and estimating. I know it says about how much is Earth's diameter, but I want to see if it'll get me close to one of these. So 277 is about 300. 46 is about 50. So if I do this multiplying, 3 times 5 is 15 with my 3 zeros, 15,000. So I know it can't be A. And I don't think D is reasonable. These two, I'm going to see what happens. 277 times 46. I'm going to see what happens if I can find one that's better than the other. Because I rounded both of those numbers up, we rounded 277 up to 300 and 46 up to 50. I'm going to guess letter B. I'm going to put a little dot right there. That's going to be my guess, but let's see. 6 times 7 is 42. Regroup. 6 times 7 is 42, plus 4 is 46. And 6 times 2 is 12, plus 4 is 16. We're finished with the ones. We'll put a 0 in that place now that we're working in the tens. 4 times 7 is 28. We have to regroup. 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 is 30. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 3 is 11. When we add our partial products, we get 2, 4, 7, 2, 1. Oh, my guess was wrong. 12,742. All right, well, I'm glad I did the real checking. I narrowed it down. There it is. I'm glad I didn't just go with a guess. Okay. The world's population increases by about 143 people each minute. By how many people does the world's population increase in 6 hours? Well, here's a little bit extra work. If it increases by 143 people each minute. And it's asking for 6 hours. So 143, how many minutes are in an hour? There are 60 minutes in an hour. So I would first need to do 143 times 60 to get 1 hour. And notice I hung my 0 out there. So I can do 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8, and drop my 0 in. So this is 1 hour now, I know, 8,580. The question says, what if it's 6 hours? So I think I could do it right here again. I'm going to hang this 0 again. And now I'm going to multiply this 1 hour by 6. I'm going to ignore that 0 for just a moment. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 4 is 34. 6 times 8 is 48, plus 3 is 51. Don't forget about this 0 that we hung out. So it would be 51,480 people. A lot of people. All right. Select all the products that have a value of 5,544. We're going to have to do a little guessing and checking here. 5,544. What I can do is I can estimate first and see if some of them are way off. So here I would have 40 times 200 would give me 800. Nope, 8,000. Ooh, that's way off. I'm not sure about that one. This would be 10 times, I could even keep this 540 because that would be 5,400. I definitely want to check that one. I think that's going to be a good one. 30 times 200 would be 6,000. That's pretty close. 20 times 200 equals 4,000. I rounded both of these down, so I think I want to check that one. And then 40 times 100 here is 4,000. I probably want to check that. I might as well check them all, but at least it gives me a little bit of an idea. So I have 154 times 36. So work with me or pause. 5,544. It's a good thing I checked that one. Rounding up really put it way off, but it's a good one. 540 times 11. Go ahead and write that for yourself. And let's work. Pause the video if you need to. I'm going to quicken up a little bit here. It looks like this next one is over 5,940, not letter B. 198 times 28. All right, again, pause. I'm going to go a little bit quicker. Don't try to keep up with me. Pause and do the work and then check your answer. $5,544 for letter C. I'm going to fill it in. Letter D is 231. We've got room over here. 231 times 24. Make sure I get the right numbers this time. Here we go. You're working and looking at mine when you're finished. $5,544 for letter C. I'm sorry, D. There it is. One more. Pause and then check with me. 124 times 44. $5,456. So it looks like A, C, and D. Okay. The last part is spiral review. See what you can remember from fourth grade. That will not be part of our test, but it's a good reminder of fourth grade. Look what I'm seeing as a review. I'm seeing a power of 10 with an exponent. Interesting. Okay, if you have questions or challenges, let me know in class tomorrow, and I will see you then. Thanks.